I enjoy reading comics again, and it's because of this guy right here. We're in a bit of a pickle. I lost the part that connects here, and then it allows the camera to clamp on. And so basically I can wear it around my neck like that. I lost that part, and I was trying to see if I could go to, Lowe's or whatever and get magnets, possibly replace that, because that would be the cheapest option. But there's a lot of polarity science that I just...
You know nothing.
A lot of them were too weak. DJI doesn't sell this accessory individually, and everybody on eBay that's selling bundles doesn't want to sell me the individual accessory because they want to sell it as a bundle, and it is theirs. So I will have to figure out what I'm going to do, because that's how I do my POVs, and without that little piece, I cannot do POVs.
It is a strange fate that we should suffer so much fear and doubt over so small a thing.
I'm also hoping my barber calls me back, because my curls are starting to horn up here. But to the good news. How Radiant Black has gotten me back into comics. I think I should start off with, why did I get out of comics? Two things. Financial, it really just, I was picking up too many comics and it started to become a burden, actually. Second reason is a loss of interest. Now, that is for a lack of a better word, but that does accurately convey how I felt. Rebirth is basically the last series that I had before I really dropped off. And man, let me tell you something. Rebirth was chef's kiss. At least for me it was. And it actually changed who I thought my favorite character was. Whole time, I'm a big Batman fan. I thought that was my favorite superhero. But really, it's The Flash. Like, in all seriousness, The Flash is pretty awesome. But where the loss of interest comes in is because I was really sticking around to find out who the three Jokers were and how they were going to tie in the Watchmen to DC canon. It just took forever. I lost interest. Like, I was still interested, just not enough. And so when I decided to drop it down, really, it came to this singular moment, right? I was at the checkout counter and I was looking at how much my total was going to be, and I was like, this is just too much. This is too much for me to keep spending basically on a weekly basis. And after I had that thought, but I just thought about it in a different way. This is never going to end. It's designed for me to keep spending this money. Batman is never going to get a solid conclusion. Once that dawned on my mind, I just dropped comics. And if it wasn't on Comicstorian or Comics Explained, I just didn't know about it. Which is why I am glad that they covered Radiant Black. So when it just comes to, I guess I would say, our two main protagonists, the Radiant Blacks, so before they accept the power, it's like, will you do what is necessary? And I like the contrast between the two people, because the first guy, still forget his name, he felt like who would save humanity's soul. When it comes down to it, he's not that guy to pull the trigger. But Marshall, on the other hand, he's the guy to save humanity, the race, because he is the guy to pull the trigger. I like the contrast between basically the two introductions of our protagonists. And I remember Marshall the most because he is Radiant Black to me. Teleportation, if I wasn't going to get super speed, that would be it. So Radiant Pink is up there, and she's an e-girl. Radiant Yellow is still kind of a bit of a mystery to me, but hey, representation, what's up, my brother? It's familiar, yet different. I'm having fun with this. I'm intrigued where the story is going. And from there, it sparked something inside of me again. And it inspired me to write again. That's one thing that I do want to do. Besides being a photographer, an author is on my checklist. And it inspired me to check out other Image comics. And I'm digging it so far. And if you haven't picked up a comic in a while, or you're thinking about picking up a comic, Firestarter, The Dead Lucky, Dual Powerbomb, Excellence, and I have more on my list, Skyward. I do think that these stories are worth checking out to get a nice refresher from what the big two are putting out. So let me know what comic you're reading right now and if you're gonna give Radiant Black a chance. And I will get back to reading this in my downtime. Peace.